sweetheart, you don't need law school. Law school's for people who are boring and ugly and serious. And you, Button, are none of those things.
Elle arrives at Harvard to complete a law degree, and for the first time in her life, things don't go well.
I've come to join your study group. And look, I brought sustenance.
Our group is full.
Oh, is this like an RSVP thing?
No, it's like a smart people thing. And as Viv said, we're full.
Actually, I wasn't aware that we had an assignment.
Oh.
She's a successful student with an inclination to learn, grit, confidence, and a love of collaboration. So what's going wrong?
Here it is.
It's pink.
Oh, and it's scented. I think it gives it a little something extra, don't you think?
This is an important question because the barrier to Elle's learning is also a barrier faced by many underprivileged students in our schools and universities. Understanding Elle's problem may help us understand the needs of our most vulnerable students and the purpose of an education that aims for social justice.
Totally look the part. Woods, Elle?
At Harvard, it's like Elle's speaking an alien language.
Wait a second, my social events calendar's missing.
Your what?
Social events, you know, mixers, formals, clam bakes, trips to the Cape. Okay.
And that's because she's doing everything wrong. She looks wrong, walks wrong, and sounds wrong. She says the wrong things because she places value on the wrong things.
For the last 18 months, I've been deworming orphans in Somalia.
Last year, I single-handedly organized the March for Lesbians Against Drunk Driving.
Hi, I'm Elle Woods, and this is Breezer Woods, and we're both Gemini vegetarians. I have a bachelor's degree in fashion merchandising from CULA, and I was a Zeta Lambda Nu sweetheart, president of my sorority, Delta Nu, and last year I was homecoming queen.
To succeed at being a Harvard Law School student, Elle needs to fit in. She needs to learn a new discourse. Here's a list of things we do. When a particular way of doing these things becomes representative of a group's identity, that's a discourse. Elle is a master of several discourses, including West Coast sorority girl and fashion student. But at Harvard, these discourses send a clear signal.
Hey, maybe there's like a sorority you could join instead,
I do not belong.
Oh my God.
Would you support my decision to ask her to leave class and to return only when she is prepared?
Absolutely.
How does Elle overcome this barrier to learning?
There's a complete lack of mens rea, which by definition tells us that there can be no crime without a vicious will.
She doesn't.
We're defending Brooke Wyndham.
Wait, are you talking about Brooke Taylor?
You know her?
She's at Delta Nu. I used to take her class at the Los Angeles Sports Club. She's amazing.
Instead, the discourse of her school reorganises itself so that Elle's beliefs, attitudes and mannerisms are a perfect fit.
Don't stomp your little last season Prada shoes at me, honey.
From last season. He's gay. Enrique is gay.
Went to the gym, got a perm, and came home.
Where you got in the shower? Because isn't it the first cardinal rule of perm maintenance that you're forbidden to wet your hair for at least 24 hours after getting a perm, at the risk of deactivating the ammonium thioglycolate?
In Elle's world, you can just be yourself, and the world will change for you.
And most importantly, you must always have faith in yourself.
That's a powerful fantasy for anyone who's experiencing not fitting in. Anyone whose teacher dismisses them as unintelligent, lazy, or disruptive because their background hasn't prepared them for their school's discourses.
Elle, how did you know that Chutney was lying?
Because she's brilliant, of course.
The rules of hair care are simple and finite. Any Cosmo girl would have known.
Like all good fairy tales, Legally Blonde is an important social issue disguised as a story of princesses and dragons. But as in many fairy tales, the happy ending feels fake.
I love you.
Liar!
In the real world, to fit in, to succeed as a Harvard Law student, Elle must learn the discourse. The discourse will not learn her.
I feel comfortable using legal jargon in everyday life. I object.
This matters because most students who struggle with school discourses come from low-power backgrounds. Becoming literate users is the difference for them between gaining more power and possibility in their lives or remaining outside the discourses of power, unable to choose their place in society. Which leaves it to us to come up with a more realistic but still hopeful ending to this story, one in which the breaking down of discourse barriers leads to a more equitable future and a more inclusive education for those who need it the most.
Better watch out.